All right, friends, welcome to Mark's Speed Shop. Or I should say welcome back. Today, I want to do a little video on a couple of things on this 70 Coronet. One thing I want to do is change this carburetor. I'm going to take this Holley off. I'm not sure what size it is. I'm thinking it's about a 600. And I'm going to put a Demon 625 on that I bought new a couple years ago, and I had it on another car for a little while. And I'm hoping it'll do a little better and just run a little better. So that's going to be one of the things I'm going to be doing today. So it's a couple more things. So I'm glad you could make it back and stick around for more. All right, now I've got all the lines disconnected and all the little screws, little bolts out of it, little nuts. Well, let's see, here's one more. All right, now we'll pull the Holley off. And there we go. Oh, this looks pretty good. All right, this thing has an adapter plate on it, so I'm gonna get you in here and show you that real quick. See, this is a factory style spread bore carburetor, like we come on like a Thermoquads or like a Quadrajet for you Chevy guys. But it's a 360 stock intake on it. Really heavy cast iron intake. I might put an aluminum intake on it sometime, but there's no need in doing that. This is on it, it works fine. It's sitting in a hot rod anyway. So I put the Holley, and this Demon I'm putting on it is a square bore. So it has an adapter on it. So I'm putting this carburetor back onto the adapter. Let me get you in here and show you a little bit about that. All right, so you can kind of see the way that I'm not taking the adapter off, but you can kind of see how wide the spread bore is. It's smaller in the front and bigger in the back. That's spread bore. Now, what I'm putting on here and what I just took off here is a square bore. You see it's the same all the way around. The back barrels, the back butterflies on the carburetor are the same size as the front. So I have a little adapter on here that adapts it. You see that bolts, I'm not going to take that off, I got this sealed pretty good, but it bolts down into the intake like you'd normally bolt the carburetor straight to it, and then it has these little bolts up through the bottom of the adapter. And that bolts to the square bore on the carburetor. So your spread bore and your square bore have a little bit different bolt pattern. Some have dual, like you see the intake here. So now let's get this on here. All right, I'm actually going to rub just a little bit of bearing grease on this gasket just to keep it soft and make sure it seals good. Just a little bit. I have seen the trick where people will put Vaseline, petroleum jelly on your gaskets. That's real good on your fuel pump gaskets and things like that. Things that you don't really have to Permatex or seal, just a little bit in there to keep it moist. Now, let's set this right down on it. And there we go. I'll put the bolts in it. All right, now I've got this one on. Pretty basic swap. I know this isn't a big mechanical deal on the channel, but something needs to be done. Another thing you need to remember is when you put something like this on, be sure to torque it in kind of a sequence. Like this one, then either this one or that one. But go back and forth and make sure that it's seated good, that it's on there good. Don't just tighten one down and then, or one side. Be sure you tighten it down in a little more of a order, or you could warp the base. All right, now I think I've gotten it all snug down, and I have put the little piece on over here for the throttle linkage. Now I'm going to hook that up. Also, I get my vacuum. The vacuum line and the fuel line were in a little different place. On this one, the vacuum's on the front. The fuel line is back here on the side, and the PCV valve, PCV hose goes right in the back. Now on that Holly, the PCV valve, the hose went on the side. The fuel line came in the front over on this side, and the vacuum, I think, was right over on this side. So one reason I try to put a little extra hose here and there on things that I might swap carburetors here, you know, whenever I feel like it. Now I'm going to get the linkage hooked up, and we'll give her a try. All right, now I believe I have it all hooked up, pretty much anyway. Have the linkage and all, the cable. Well, this is the kick down for the transmission. I need a little clip for that, but here is the cable back here and the spring, and I think I've got all the holes plugged up. Put a little bit of fuel in it, so hopefully she'll work all right. Now, since I do have the gas tank out of this car, I am running it right now off of a antifreeze jug right here, 1 gallon, and it's a little bit low from where I was running it before. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that, top that off, and we'll fire up, see if I did it right. Let's see what we got. I believe it's going to work. Might have to do a little more tuning on it. I didn't do any kind of tuning. I just put it on, put a little gas in it, fired it up. So, let me do a little tuning on it. Might even take it up the road. mostly just using it to hold the car up, but put a little wind in it, we might take it just up the road. Not far, just kind of close. I wanted to shoot a little paint down there and put the bumper back on it. Bumper's got a bump in it, a little dent. I need to try to get that out. It's not terrible bad, but it's a pretty good little dent. I think it happened years ago. It's been in it since I've had it. I've had it for, I guess, close to 40 years. I think about it. But we'll work on that another time. But let me air this up, and we'll at least take it up the end of the driveway, maybe up the end of the road. For some reason, my video of driving up the road wouldn't upload. So I took a couple of screenshots of it so you get an idea. Seems to be doing all right. It wouldn't hurt to have a little more adjustment. I didn't adjust it at all. I just put it on. I did adjust the idling just a little bit. I had to take Granny up the road a long time. Take her to the end of the driveway and end of the little road, the short road I live on. I went in and took it just up the road here, just a little ways. Kind of nice driving. A little scary. Hadn't been in it in a while. I still got a little work to do. I almost let it sit too long. I put a new master cylinder on it and got all the brakes about right. And then I let it sit for a while. And those master cylinders, you got to at least pump them every now and then or they'll freeze. And then when you hit them, they can bust the seal out of them. But it seems to be doing all right. I was trying not to let it sit so long without doing something, riding it. Now they got a little better carburetor on it. The other carburetor is a good carburetor. It just needed rebuilding when I got it, and I've been using it so. But that's a nice little ride on the Granny car, 70 Dodge Coronet. Right, headliner falling all out of this car. I hate that. It's probably one of the worst things to do as a headliner. But that was nice taking up the road. Seemed to do all right. Carburetor seems all right. Needs a little more running. That's another thing I was afraid of. This carburetor sat on the shelf in the shop there for, I don't know. You know how I am. I'd say about a year. It was probably been more like 2 years. It's not good for them to sit. They don't like to sit. So they get all gummed up. So this one needs some running. So at least I got it on the car. And maybe I can get a little running out of it. Keep the carburetor and the car in a little better shape. On to the next part. All right, well, here is the bumper of the 70 Coronet. There's the dent. I got to work that out a little bit. Shouldn't be too bad. Clean it up, put it back on. Might even paint the back of it. that'll be for another video. I had said earlier in the video that I'd had the Granny car for 40 years. I actually had the Granny car, the 70 Coronet, for 30 years. I've had my Roadrunner for 40 years. Got this in 1984. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about this car, maybe on our next video, but upcoming soon anyway. So stay tuned, come back. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Got a little bit done. Got the new carburetor on the Granny car here, the 70 Dodge Coronet. Aired up this tire and took her up the road. So I'll be doing a whole lot more on this. Won't be too awful long. I'll probably get on it and get ready to, to paint it. And I'll bring you along for that too. But next time, I don't know what I'm going to do on this. I might do the bumper. I might get some paint and paint the back part and fix the bumper and put it on it. It's no telling. I don't know what I'll do on this next. My next upcoming video, I'm thinking a whole lot about kind of introducing you to my Roadrunner. That's something I've had since 1984. It's a 68 factory 4-speed Roadrunner. And I've got it all apart right now, but I'm in the process of not really restoring it, but getting it all back together. It was kind of a hot rod, and that's kind of the way I want to put it back together. But I'll let you know more on that. But thanks for viewing. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and please subscribe. Just hit that little button. And until next time, I'll see you at the shop.